All right, let's get into The Cowboy and the Lady, starring Gary Cooper and Merle Oberon. Hopefully that's how you say her last name. And basically, the conflict of this movie right off the title, right? The Cowboy and the Lady is going to be about a socialite and a cowboy, and basically can one survive the other one's environment, I guess you could say. And this one, Merle Oberon is a daughter of a politician. Right off the bat, it begins with a bust of a illegal gambling operation. And her father, he's a politician. He's wanting to get elected, and he sees this as something that's going to hurt his political career. So you got that little bit of sprinkle of politics in this one. So he kind of sends his daughter off somewhere to weather the storm. And in the meantime, she meets Gary Cooper, who is a cowboy, and she's pretending to be a maid of a wealthy lady. So right in the first 10-15 minutes, it's going to be like, what's he going to do when he finds out the truth behind her real identity? And you would be correct in assuming that, because that's exactly what happened. Merle and Gary Cooper's chemistry on screen is very on point, very good. She's a socialite, but she's not an uppity socialite. She don't have her nose in the air, look down, snobbish type of behavior. She's actually pretty open-minded, and she enjoys the company with her and Gary Cooper's. She goes to a rodeo. She has fun. They meet. They hang out. So you got some great scenes of them kind of dating, getting to know each other. Both of them have their... this is like a subtle comedy. It's nothing like big... They're not going for big laughs, but it's like subtle... like, haha, kind of stuff, highbrow, I don't know. But anyways, it has some subtle stuff. Gary Cooper shows he has some comedy chops in this one, especially there's like a scene near the end, middle-ish, beginning of the third act, where he's pretending he's in his house. They were married already, but she had to go back to her home because her dad called her back. He doesn't know that they're married. Anyways, we have a little bit of a comedy where Gary Cooper's pretending to play house with her who's not there. Like he comes home from a hard day of ranching, and she's cooking him dinner and stuff like that. It's kind of funny. And then you have these people around the house. He's watching him act this scene out, and they're like, giving him looks and stuff. So, you got that subtle kind of humor. They work really well on screen. It's very well done. You do kind of got the whole, these politicians, they want to run the country, but they don't know nothing about the small man, about us commoners out here in the world, in the middle of the U.S. So the climactic scene is when he goes to her house and he discovers the truth about her true identity, and confronting my shirt's all messed up, but anyways, confronting her father and these big shots who are going to support him and give him money, and basically telling him, you want to rule the country, but you don't know anything about us. You think you know what's good, but what's the best for the country, but you haven't talked to us to know what we really need. So pretty good scene. Pretty big, high climactic. And then you do get some... I wish the movie would have touched upon a little bit of her in that world. We see her for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes struggling. You got the other cowboys kind of making fun of her, giving her a hard time. Because she's trying to get water, and they're kind of making fun of her because she doesn't really know how to do this. And then she's kind of struggles, and then she goes back to her home, and then to the city. And then it ends with her being back in the house, and having a good time with the maid, and cooking, and being what a ranch wife would be like. But we never see her overcome her difficulties to achieve this, so we don't really know. We're just supposed to assume at the end that she's going to adapt to this life in Montana, and outside of the city life with him. She's kind of giving up her friends and everything to live with him. It would have been nice if the movie would have, gave us a little bit more time with her in this new environment to see if it was something she was going to succeed at and to enjoy. Because the previous time that we did see her for the 2 or 3 minutes, didn't really look like she was enjoying her time there or succeeding at that life. Just that she loved Gary Cooper's character. So it would have been nice to, let's see, give us more time for that to flesh out. Overall, though, it's a good movie. Gary Cooper is fine. And in this one, he does a really good job. She's great. I kind of liked her character a little bit more. She's kind of like flamboyant. You can see why he would actually enjoy her, love her. And vice versa, because, Gary Cooper wasn't your typical cowboy. He was a little bit... you find out that he's actually not a poor guy. He's actually got some money, gets a lot of land, nice property, a nice house for her to go to. So maybe that's why you just assume that she would succeed there, because he is not just your normal cowboy. He's like on top of the chain cowboy. And it's just not taking place in, I guess I should have said this at the beginning. It's not like this is a 1800s cowboy. He's like modern cowboy, at least modern for the 1930s cowboy. So it's he's that type of cowboy. It takes place in modern times, 1938. When the movie was made. It's 1938 and 2026 is definitely two different time periods. But I like it. It was great. Not great, but I enjoyed it. So, if you've never seen a Gary Cooper movie, and, you only heard his name like I did, I've only heard about Gary Cooper and the song, Putting on the Ritz there. And I wanted to see, why is everybody talking about Gary Cooper? Pretty good movie to check out. Excuse me, burped. Anyways, what's your thought on Cowboy and a Lady? If you've seen it, did you enjoy it? What you like about it, what you didn't like about it? Until next time, have a great day. Bye.